Hello there, it's Naomi, food and health coach. Welcome. I am making a vegan lasagna. Hopefully I can get this down so you guys can look at the dish right there. And I made a filling that, here, I'll show you. This is the filling for the lasagna, and it is tofu, caramelized onions, caramelized mushrooms, Tuscan kale, and then the sauce is tomato basil sauce and a spicy marinara sauce, the Arrabbiata. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, that's gonna be the filling of the lasagna. And then I bought a bunch of vegan cheeses. Sorry, my kids are playing in the background, so that's the noise that you hear. I bought a bunch of vegan cheeses to put in this lasagna. I'm also going to make a vegetarian lasagna with the same filling, but using actual real cheese. Boys, can you keep it down and stop like fighting and arguing, please? Thanks. Real life over here. So here are the cheeses that I bought for the lasagna. This is actually what I wanted to chat about, because oftentimes we're buying vegan products because we think they're healthier, but we don't really understand what that means or if it's true or not. So the one thing I have to say about processed vegan foods, Patty, I'm here finally. Look, I don't look like a crazy person anymore. I took a shower, I washed my hair. Anyway, the one thing that we have to keep in mind about vegan foods is that they are carb heavy, or they are carb based. Can you guys hear me okay with the kids in the back? Because I'm about to send them to the room. Boys, can you switch to the room, please? Because you guys are very loud. Patty, tell me, because you have two boys. Is it loud? Can you guys go over there? Because it's not going to work. And we're trying to keep it moving here. I'm kicking them out of the living room to go to the room. Anyway. How about you? Shh. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. So these are two of the ones that I bought that are actually melty. But to me, they taste like really fake cheese because it is fake cheese. But what I wanted to keep in mind is that when you're buying actual regular cheese, the base of it is protein. No, it's okay. Tune them out. As long as you guys can hear me fine. When we're buying actual cheese, like let's say I have ricotta here, right? Let's use this as an example because I have this regular ricotta for the vegetarian lasagna, and I have this Kite Hill ricotta for the vegan lasagna, okay? So the main thing is that when we're getting actual dairy products, the basis of it is protein and fats. So it's very fatty, and I also bought whole milk, and they didn't have organic and ricotta, but it's okay. So it's fat and protein. Usually when it comes to vegan products is carbohydrate. Kite Hill is a little bit different because it's made with nuts, it's made with almonds, and that's the base, which is great. And then I'll show you the difference between something like this, right? But let's see. It has, this is harder to read. Because it's made with almonds, it's also higher in protein, right? Like the serving size is a quarter cup for this and a quarter cup for this, same serving size. So this one has 5 grams of protein per serving. Oop. And this one has 4. And then for the fat is 12 grams. Yeah, it's 12 grams and this one is 9. So it's pretty similar just because this is made from nuts. And that's actually this one and this one, which is the mozzarella. I already opened it. The Miyoko's mozzarella. This one is a cashew base and this one is an almond base. And those are my favorite vegan versions of cheese because they are coming from nuts. So they also have adequate amount of fat and protein inside, right? But I don't want to confuse you because non-plant-based sources of protein is different than vegan sources. And I can explain a little bit more why. So for shredded cheeses like these, this is where they're more carby, right? Because they have to put stuff in it to make it stay in these shapes, right? Like the shredded types. So they have potato starch, corn starch. This one is particular, it's probably GMO because it does not have the label inside. This one does. It has the non-GMO verified label here. This one doesn't, so it's probably GMO corn. It also has modified potato corn starch, a little bit of fermented tofu, natural flavors, preservatives, and anti-caking agents so that these little shreds over here don't stick together. And then this one is similar where it has potato and corn. Luckily, the corn is non-GMO. And then it also has anti-caking agents. And this one is actually fortified with B12 because if you're vegan and you follow a vegan diet, most of the time you're deficient in B12 because it's a vitamin that you can, through food, you can only get from animal sources. Okay? So let's build this lasagna. I want to show you what this looks like. It came in a big circle and I just sliced it like this so it can be easier to put in the lasagna. But it just came in a big round ball. This is the ricotta that I'm going to be using. And then I'm going to be using regular. So I'm very lazy when it comes to lasagna. And I do not like to, what's it called? Boil noodles for lasagna. It's like a no. So when no boil came out, this is what I use. And it's the best. And you don't need to boil it. It comes out just fine. What I normally do with non-boil though is that I put the sauce on top of the noodles so that it moistens up and it
Are you gonna do this when you're? Are you gonna do this the whole time after you finish?
Maybe. The question's right. Maybe. So let's start building this lasagna. I'm going to put a little bit of the filling on the bottom so it's like moist down there. Let me see. I'm trying to get you guys to see. There we go. I'm going to put some of it down here. And then I'm going to make the same one in a smaller tray but with regular cheese. Because to be honest with you, a lot of the vegan cheeses make me very bloated. And I don't like that feeling. All right, you guys can go back to your game now.
We're crazy, please. Right? We're crazy. See, I'm not like something because we're crazy.
This is real life, y'all. Real life. So I kind of put sauce on the bottom of the pan so these noodles don't stick. And then I start layering. Then I start layering these things down. I hope you guys are enjoying the show. And then I figure out how I want to layer them so they cover the whole bottom. Maybe next time I'll wear ear pods so you guys can hear me better.
No, don't put on your AirPods.
No, I should.
You should not, little baby.
Okay, so I'll show you in a second what this looks like. Y'all, I'm happy y'all are cracking up because this is a disaster right now. This is a disastrous life. Okay. I'm glad y'all are enjoying it. Now I'm going to layer the actual filling, which is tofu, caramelized onions, mushrooms, kale, tomato, basil, pasta sauce. You know what the funny thing is? That you can put this on pause. Like when you're doing stories, you can pause and be like, ah! But when you're live, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't really do that. So I'm putting a nice layer down here. Because this was not going in the oven right away, I made the filling and I let it cool down so that it didn't get like very steamy in here and like builds up water. So I let that cool. I'll show you guys what it looks like. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I need to get like fancier equipment. Here we go. I did that, and now I'm going to, actually I haven't figured out, we can do it together. This is I'm gonna layer in the Miyoko's mozzarella. That's a cashew base. So I'm just gonna put a few slices here around. And then, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put some of this Kite Hill ricotta in between the slots. Yes, what are we saying yes to? I'm gonna grab a spoon. I'm heating up lunch in my toaster oven. That's where I do everything. I tried these cheeses before and they're pretty tart. I don't know, like obviously you don't eat them on their own like this, but I'm interested to taste them all together in lasagna form and see how they melt and all that. Maybe I'll come on afterwards and give an update whenever this is cooked, because this is actually for a family member and not myself. We can see what you're doing. Oh, great. I'm glad. So I'm going to layer a few of these cheeses now on here. These are actually, I can hang with the Kite Hill and the Miyoko's cheeses. These cheeses, I'm not really a big fan. So maybe next time I won't even use them. You know? Because I don't know if y'all have eaten like Tropicana American cheese. Have you eaten that? Tropicana American cheese? And what that tastes like? That is not. This is kind of how this stuff tastes like. Okay, now I'm gonna layer another layer of the no boil pasta sheets, which I said is my favorite because, girl. So boiled pasta, you know, like you boil the lasagna things, and then the lasagna noodles, and then they stick all together, and then you have to spend half the time freaking tearing them apart from each other, and then they rip and they break. I am not about that life. So we're gonna put another layer of sauce. Let's see, because it's like I chopped my head off so you guys can see. There you go. But this sauce is the bomb. It tastes so good. You can just literally just put it on top of spaghetti or something like that. It's really, really good. And the way I made the tofu, I seasoned it like Latino style with sofrito and adobo and garlic and oregano and all that. I let it sit for a little while, and then I baked it over there in my toaster oven. And I made sure that it was nice and toasty so that it holds up some of the texture and it's not like mushy, like all mush. I caramelized the mushrooms and onions. And then when I brought it all together, I added in, at the end, I added in the kale so that it wouldn't overcook. I added in the sauces, which was tomato basil and spicy marinara. And then in the end, I put in the tofu. So that's another layer. Let's put some of these, again, Miyoko's mozzarella. I think I like this style that I have going on here. I think I like this. Let's see. Now, let's see how good this is going to be, because I'm sure it's going to be delicious. But the real judges are going to be my vegan family members, because they've been vegan for quite a while.
Tell you how it tastes.
So what do you guys think? Is it gonna taste good?
Yes.
We'll see. I think it will. This sauce is the bomb. The bomb. I like to get a little like design going or pattern going in the food, and that's kind of what's going on here. You see how pretty that's starting to look? Yes. What questions do you guys have? Join the conversation.
Are you talking about us?
No. No. And again, I'm also going to make a vegetarian version. And for that one, I'm using fresh mozzarella cheese and ricotta. I'm excited actually for the vegetarian version a lot. And I did not realize that vegan cheeses, at least these kinds, right? I think I'd be okay with the Miyokos and the Kite Hill. Made me very bloated until I ate like a few things. Actually, I ate a vegan lasagna like this and a few other dishes. And when I came home, I was like very uncomfortable and very bloated. And then I realized what it was, okay? So if you are wanting to be more plant-based, then experiment with adding even more veggies to your meals, right? Like, it's a really good way to do that because there are like imitation meats going on. There's these imitation cheeses, but you really do have to take into consideration and read the ingredients, because oftentimes we're just buying these things and we're like, oh, they say it's healthier. They say do this, but you still need to be curious. You still need to be aware. You still need to look at the ingredients. And if you're going plant-based, then eat the plants, eat the mushrooms, eat the onions, eat the kale, like have those things in addition to other ingredients. Oh, do I still have it here? I think I threw it away. But the tofu I used is very important to use organic non-GMO tofu, because tofu is one of those food items that can have a lot of pesticides and can be very, very, very genetically modified. They use soybean oil. They use tofu for many, many, many other things aside from like a source of protein. So when you're buying it, you really want to make sure that it's organic. And it's also one of the foods that a lot of people have allergies to as well. So we want to be mindful of all of that, especially if your gut health is not so good. It can cause you a lot of inflammation and not feeling well, and you don't even know. And things like soy sauce, soybean oil, all those things are used very widely, like even if the things are not vegan. So you want to be mindful of that. This cheese is done. Another thing is these things are expensive, y'all. All right. Like this little 8-ounce vegan mozzarella was like almost $9. That's wild. Okay. So here we go. This is the Kite Hill ricotta. We're going to keep layering this. We're almost done with this one. I might just do the vegetarian one here as well. It's a smaller one. There's no more. Well, there's still a little bit more of this for the next layer. Y'all have any questions? Everybody's always so shy. What did you think about the sauce, Papi, when you tried it?
It was good.
It was good?
Why is the vegetarian one smaller?
Okay.
Well, because my dish is smaller. Unless I get another container.
Get another container.
You want a bigger one?
Yes.
Sebastian, I have 3 million.
You know what the funny thing is? That, I mean, I do have a picky kid, but if it's like this, they rarely realize all the little veggies that's in here.
100,000. 20,000.
They're playing, what are you guys playing? The game of life?
Yeah.
They're counting their cash. Y'all are taking notes? Oh my gosh.
1 million.
It's so cute. We're layering up. Oh my gosh, this thing is heavy. You see how nice it's looking?
No, let me make sure.
We are layering up.
1 million.
What notes are you taking? What are you learning? Share with us. Share with us what you are learning.
120.
Let's see. This might be the final layer. Let's see.
Actually, it's kind of weird.
Boom! I win. Can I help?
You want to play again?
Go. You're playing a game.
No.
Come on, you will.
But we just finished.
You finished? Who won?
Gabriel.
Again?
I have 3
I
million.
won last round.
Yeah, you did.
I have
How much money did you have?
3,100,020.
No.
Wondering how it's going to taste. I'm wondering how it's going to taste too.
How it says is.
Honestly, the only thing
How you say is 3 million.
that I'm like is about these cheeses, but
3 million.
go discuss over there. Thank you.
How you say is 3 million. 100.
But I think the vegetarian one is gonna be
What's the one?
so delicious. So delicious.
It's not going to be delicious. It's going to be gross.
Excuse me, we don't say that about food. Okay?
No, I'm just kidding, right?
No, you don't kid. You don't kid that way.
You don't kid that way.
We don't kid that way.
You don't kid me.
Who wants to babysit them? Huh?
Nobody.
Rosa.
Nobody.
I'm taking
Come on, Gabriel.
I don't need an application. All these aunties on here, y'all just can have them.
Come on. Mom, Gabriel's having gum.
Have them.
All right, it's time for you guys to go over there again.
We never even left.
So the Kite Hill is done. The Miyoko's is done. And what we have left is
Mom,
the
can you have
shredded
gum?
one. Go ahead, have some.
Oh, let's go wash. Clean up and go wash the towel.
Woo-hoo. Now let's make the other one. I don't have the bigger container to make a bigger one, so we'll just have to make a little one.
Now, why are you making the vegan one so big?
Actually, I do have a bigger container. You know what? I'm going to use the bigger container. I say I don't have a bigger container because my oven broke. Y'all, is broken. So, I usually can only make things that fit in here. But since I'm going to my family member's house, I can use their oven. And it'll be fine. So for now, I'm going to leave this like that. And then I'm going to start the vegetarian one. And then if there's anything left over, I'll top this. Look at this. With more stuff. And then usually for vegan cheeses, you want to cover this. Like if this was just like this mozzarella or whatever, you can just stick it in the oven just like this, especially since it hasn't been in the refrigerator. But you kind of have to steam the vegan cheese so it melts better. And if you want to open it up afterwards, you could. But for now, to start, you want to cover it. So all vegan, delicious, full of veggie lasagna with 2 cheeses made from nuts. This one is an almond-based cheese. This one, the Miyoko's mozzarella, is a cashew-based cheese. And then these shredded puppies that are mostly starches, okay? This is what I want you to keep in mind, that most of the time the replacement, the way they replace the fat and the protein from animal-based things is by adding more carbs to it or like other natural flavors and things like that. So you want to be mindful of that. I am all for all of the options, and the choices that we have is actually quite wonderful. The times we're in, because we do, I'm going to get my other pot. We do have all those options. I just want you to make educated choices. That's all I care about, that you know how to read these things, you know why you're choosing them, and you know how you're using them, especially if you have certain health conditions that you need to be mindful about, okay? It's the same story with things that are like gluten-free. Gluten-free doesn't mean carb-free. Is the same thing as this. They use other starches to make up these foods. So I know I had a client once and she was like, I don't understand why my family member is pre-diabetic if they're gluten-free. And I told her, I said, you know, gluten-free doesn't necessarily mean carbohydrate-free. Okay? So that's another thing to be mindful of. I do have gluten-free noodles up there. They're made out of rice. And they're just the same as this kind. I'm actually probably going to have to use it because these are running out. So now I have my new tray. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to slice it. Yeah, but it might not go all the way to the top. So let's make this one. Okay. Once you have all the ingredients ready, it's like super fast to layer, but it just takes a little bit of prep work ahead of time. And usually what I do is I make a really big one and then you have leftovers. Other times, you can even make one to freeze. I've done that before too, and it tastes just fine. It's like any other frozen food that you would buy. I'm doing this off to the side. Let me show you guys. It's like any other. Nope. You can just leave it there, my love. Thank you. You can leave it there.
Leave it.
So I'm just gonna slice this. This is a big ball of cheese. Let's see. I usually use the other mozzarella too, like the one that's similar to this, but I buy it in blocks and I shred it myself, because even with regular cheese that comes like this, you want to be mindful because they put additional ingredients inside, like anti-caking agents, so that and anti-molding agents, so that the little shreds of cheese do not stick together and don't mold up and like infringe on the entire bag. So what I normally do when I want shredded cheese is I buy the block and I shred it myself. That's my kid's hand in the camera.
Sometimes we shred it too.
Yeah, sometimes they're in charge of shredding the cheese. And I understand this is probably very unsanitary. My hair down. And I'm cooking. But that's
Mommy,
okay.
Stop being crazy of you.
What? Okay. Let's get this party rolling. How y'all doing? Let's build this one up real fast.
Thank you for asking.
Can I help?
Vegetarian one.
Can I help?
No, puppy, because you know what? I'm going to do this very fast.
How dare you?
Because we need to leave.
Oh, I care about leaving.
What's your favorite thing that mommy cooks? Let everybody know. What is it? This is my picky eater.
Oh, yeah, I'm very picky.
Although I don't like to say that out loud and encourage it.
Well, I can.
Why are you guys laughing? Tell me, because I don't know what you're laughing at.
I'm very picky.
I want to know. I want to know.
We have a secret.
What?
We're secret kids.
Okay, so again, I'm putting some in the bottom so the noodles don't stick down there.
How would it stick down there?
Because, yeah, it'll like burn and stuff. So you want some moisture down here. But I'm trying to make this sauce last, okay? Every time I cook for other people, I'm like, I'm going to cook for myself too. Right? Because ya que estoy en la cocina, might as well.
Got it.
Gabriel, come on, dude.
Come on, dude.
I'm serious. I'm taking babysitters. Patty, I'm gonna drop these kids off in your house.
Who's Patty?
What sauce did you use? I didn't catch the beginning. Yes, let me see. You know what? Because my hubs cleaned up and I had everything here. And if he did the recycling, which he did, the sauces are gone. But I used Rayo's.
I did the recycling.
You did the recycling? Thank you. So I used a bunch of sauces.
I did the laundry.
Because I didn't have enough. So I used tomato basil of Rayo's. Tomato basil of a brand called Cucina. I wish I had the jars here. I had them here, but they're gone.
What?
And one tomato basil. I mean, no, not tomato basil. Arrabbiata, which is like a... Please don't. That's glass.
Mom, I'm going to get the jars for you.
You're going to get the jars for me? They're gonna get the jar so I can show you. 1 jar of Arrabbiata, which is a spicy marinara. I usually use marinara, but they had tomato basil, so I got tomato basil. Actually, I did not show the jars in the beginning, but they are currently today in my stories, but I want to bring them so that when I save this live, y'all can see it as well as the stories go ahead and disappear. So I put my base down, my sauce base, my noodle base. Now I'm going to put some of this sauciness here. Again.
I want to.
Everybody's my assistant. My whole family has become my assistant, okay?
That's because you keep your...
And the tofu too. I was talking about the tofu. The one I bought was just the, what's it called?
Mom, do you want me to bring you...
1 tofu container. Yes, thank you. The Whole Foods extra firm tofu, because tofu tends to fall apart, right? Tofu tends to fall apart, and you don't want that in certain, at least I don't in certain situations. So I'm just layering some of this fresh mozzarella, and then I'm gonna put some ricotta in between, and I'm gonna keep layering this up. I'm just using the same spoons that I did for the vegan stuff. No big deal. And then I'll show you guys. The other day I made a similar lasagna, but it was meat. It was meat sauce based, and it was so delicious. This is one of these decadent dishes that are excellent for winter time. And if you're Hispanic, whenever they made pasta in my house, they also made rice. It was like espagueti con arroz or espagueti con pan, right? Like spaghetti or a pasta with another carbohydrate. But I will encourage you, if you are having, here's the layer, this is the vegetarian one. If you are having some lasagna like this, I would pair with another veggie. So I would pair with some Brussels sprouts. I would pair with a nice fresh salad. I would pair with some broccoli, something like that. Because you already have a bunch of stuff in here, right? I'm going to get the gluten-free noodles because these are almost done. Here we go. Next layer, right? Welcome to all the new folks. We already did the vegan lasagna, and I'll show you that for all the new guys. And now I'm making a vegetarian lasagna. The difference is that instead of vegan cheese, I'm using regular cheese. That's all. But the same vegetarian filling that has tofu, caramelized onions, caramelized mushrooms, Tuscan kale, and tomato basil sauce. Tomato basil sauce. And luckily the spicy sauce, the Arrabbiata, wasn't as hot as it's been before. Or maybe it's because I mixed it with another 2 sauces. But yeah, there's not as much filling as I would like there to be. So that makes me really sad. For this one, I should have made the smaller tray, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. We can just make it cheesy. True fact, I still cook both together, rice and pasta. Yeah, that's what we're used to. It's like, it's not a meal without rice, right? Like, that's what it is. Everybody says, where's the rice? And you're like, but there's pasta. And people are like, where's the rice? So I would encourage you to just try it a different way, right? Try making this pasta or whatever pasta you want, and then having a side of veggies next to it. And it might feel a little different at first. It might feel like not the same fullness level. It might feel like you didn't quite eat as much, or you're not quite as full. But that's normal because your body is, remember, your body's just used to certain things and it likes what it likes, but it can change, right? And you just need to kind of retrain your body to what full actually is and what comfortable actually is. The jars are here, you guys. So here's one of the tomato basil ones. So I use these two different brands. Tomato basil, clean sauces. This one has Italian tomatoes, extra virgin olive oil, salt, basil, white pepper, black pepper. That is it, okay? You really want to be aware of sauces that have added sugars inside, or they're made with tomato puree instead of like actual just whole tomatoes. And this one has whole tomatoes, Italian tomatoes, olive oil, onions, basil, salt, garlic, black pepper, and oregano. Okay, so just a few different spices. It's okay. And this was the tofu, the extra firm organic from Whole Foods. Yes, you're welcome, my love. I want you to know exactly what it is. And again, no boil pasta sheets because nobody has time to boil and fight with pasta sheets, okay? I'm going to get the gluten-free ones, the ones that are made with rice, because these are done. But they're right here. Bear with me. So if you are gluten-free, this brand is amazing, Jovial. Some of their pastas are made with cassava, with yuca flour. And these noodles are made with rice. The color's a little bit different. So, I'll show you. Thank you for your assist. They said thank you, Sebastian, for getting them, your stuff, the bottles.
You're welcome.
This might be the last layer because, unfortunately, this delicious filling is almost done. See, these pots are mad heavy, y'all. So, I wanted to fall and break everything. And I don't like any sauce going to waste. So, all of this, I scoop up with
A spatula.
a silicone. Y'all, you see this pot? Watch how clean it's gonna get. Like, I'm not wasting any of this. I don't like wasting this stuff. Because this is the stuff. I already did that. Thank you. This is usually what you absorb with the piece of bread, right? You just scoop it all down. Silicone spoons are the best for this. I'm telling you. Look, you see that right now? You see that?
Mommy.
Oh, you're right. You did clean it.
Mommy.
Yes, my love.
I'm going to show them a trick.
Here's an entertainer.
So you...
Now you're getting a magic show.
That's our pictures. Now
Let's see what they think of your magic show. Then you'll have your own magic channel. Look at that. Right? Okay. Let's spread this out.
And then you can only see it a little bit.
Oh,
And then you can see it.
magic show, y'all.
That's how special he does it.
I just saw for
Magic show.
You didn't saw the Rubik's Cube, didn't you?
No.
French
And then- I guess I'll make this layer very cheesy.
Very cheesy. Oh, yeah, y'all.
And then I'll save the rest of the cheese.
I'll put some.
No, did you wash your hands? Okay, you see this? Whoa, I'm clapping for them. They loved your magic show, Poppy.
What did they say?
That is really good. They put happy faces.
We're watching.
Yes, they're
Let me
watching
see,
you.
let me see.
Look at them right there.
What did they say?
They're saying thank you for the magic show. They loved it.
Come on.
Can you please stop turning the phone?
But I wanted to see the happy faces.
Okay.
Yeah.
You washed your hands?
Yeah.
Okay. Can't be putting your dirty hands on, right?
Yeah, I touched my gum.
Okay. Now the ricotta. I would open another jar of sauce or something like that, but you know what? Like, then it's not worth it. So this is just gonna be an extra cheesy layer. That's it. You don't need to add more.
It's gonna be extra cheesy.
Yes, but that's it. Are you gonna eat some of it?
No.
No.
Oh, can I have a piece of cheese? Dude, can you give me that cheese?
I'm just gonna dump the
I want
rest of this
cheese,
out.
bro.
in here.
Here.
You can eat that, okay? That's it. Don't put any more cheese. That's enough.
No.
Pretty good cheese.
I guess we're putting the whole thing in here. Thank you. Now wash your hands. So that you're not excuse me.
I'm such a lady. I'm perfect. I'm taking my butt off camera.
All right. So this is gonna be a very cheesy vegetarian one. Hold on. I don't like dirty. Like I like to clean it so it looks clean.
Nice.
It looks nice.
Nice.
So I clean this. All right. This is the vegetarian one.
Looks very small.
It's very cheesy. And then this one is the vegan one. And I'll show you guys the rice I made. I'll just show you. This one is super duper heavy.
What are we gonna have the rice with?
Vegan. Okay. The difference is the cheeses that I used. Vegan cheese versus regular cheese. The filling is the same. And that is it. I hope. Oh, I said I was going to show you rice. Hold on.
What's the rice for?
Here's the enormous pot of rice. This one is moro de guandules with coconut. And that is all. Maybe next time we can do something like this. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me. This was so much fun. I hope you guys have some new ideas and some ways, different options. This is great, right? Of making lasagna and like different fillings. I will try my best. If you're watching the replay, I'm gonna see if once it's done, I get to get a nice cover photo of what it looks like cooked. So I'll post that later. And if you're on my stories, today is March 24th, then not 24th, 4th. It's 2/24, so I looked at the 24th. It's March 4th. Then you can go to my stories and see if it's up on there. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and the hot mess that this life. Actually, I'm not gonna say that. And my kids and their magic show. Have a great day.
And your helpful son for getting all your stuff.